Welcome back for another video. I'm Eharbad, a free-to-play endgame player in Raid Shadow Legends. Now that the emotions of yesterday have somewhat settled, I have to make a decision on this Elva situation. I've sat down and tried to analyse the situation analytically, without factoring in any contextual or emotional bias. If we look over the past 12 months of fusions and guaranteed champions, for what it's worth, I have excluded guaranteed epics, but included the guaranteed epic fusions. There have been a lot of guaranteed champions overall, and I wanted to keep this concise. Hopefully you'll understand that. So overall, I have looked at whether I got the champion or not, and if I did, what I ultimately used them for. I've quickly assigned a rating to. This is not a deeply considered rating, but a bit more of a knee-jerk feeling and skewed by my own account. Interestingly, in terms of fusions, by and large, their impact has been very small on my account. Even the best two champions in the past 12 months are used sparingly. Elikath only got built once Iron Twins dropped, and Mighty Uko is nearly ready to be incorporated into a Hydra team and Arena, most likely Arena Defense. But even then, she isn't necessarily going to be a constant feature in either. Perhaps Arena Defense she will be. Otherwise, Bivold is used in my Brutal Hydra team, and Tatura is used only in Bommel. The rest simply aren't used at all. Many haven't been summoned or even leveled up. If we very quickly kind of go through each of them, Apardin, unsummoned, Barato, Volt, Nari, unsummoned. Gaius, I did build, used a little bit, but haven't really used very consistently in any way, shape or form. Bivold I use regularly, Helikath I use daily. Walking Tomb Draying, there was a slight issue when I was travelling. If I did have him, ultimately probably wouldn't be using him anyway. Bonatharil I skipped. Negorio is currently unsummoned. Mighty Uko I am building and will likely use. Marinex in the vault. Morrigain in the vault, but might end up building really just for content. And Hoskaril currently unsummoned. If we moved to the guaranteed champions, these have had significant more impact on my account, and the average quality has been markedly higher than the fusions. Even then, outside of the S tier champions, Necmo, Candrathon, and now, I think, Elva, aside from Wither, who gets constant use in Tag Team Arena, the rest really aren't used much at all on my account. Some great champions in Sekir, Ragash, Altus, Kyoku, and Goffred that really just aren't used much on my account at all. Granted, when I finish building them, I expect Ragash and Staltus to feature in my Faction War speed teams, and probably one will end up being used in Arena in a kind of niche way as a alternative nuker within my overall roster. But the truth is they're barely used to their potential. Where does this leave us with Elva? Well, if I were to get her, she would be used regularly as an arena cleanser. I think she'd take Wither's spot as my number 2 cleanser of choice, and therefore would be used weekly during Tag Team Reset. She would also feature in one of my Hydra teams, likely in place of Godseeker in my Hard team. And of course, she would be a core component of a future Faction War team, particularly powerful if they make Stage 21 the Ignore defense boss who also places the AoE stun/true fear. Having that AoE cleanse and combined with block debuffs means that she would be a natural counter to that Faction War boss. So if we look at it this way, it's really a no-brainer. I should be getting her. Now let's consider the cost. 20 sacreds, and there is no summon rush, so a loss of 4 legendary books. Is it egregious? Absolutely. If I go for Elva, will I likely have to skip a fusion and or guaranteed in the next few months? I think yes. Given the past 12 months, will that skip champion likely be more useful to my account? I think I have to say no. So as much as it abhors me, and as much as I'm sure I will get crucified in the comments, I feel I will pull 20 sacreds for Elva. For me, for my account, it is the logical action to take. I should not allow emotion to influence this decision, as I did with Lady Kimmy. In the end, my decision to skip her ultimately hurt my progression in Hydra, till I got lucky on a 10x, and subsequently got Necmo as well through the guaranteed. I hope anyone watching can understand my decision and how I've arrived at it. I will include now the shard pools in the video, as I'm sure some people want to see them. But if you'd rather not, I fully understand, and I thank you for watching up to this point. For those still with us, I will power through the pulls. I think it's highly likely we will pull a legendary beforehand. I don't know precisely where I am with Mercy, but I did a quick rough and ready calculation, and I think the probability of not pulling a legendary after 19 shards is just 16% if I were starting on 0 Mercy. Now, don't take those numbers as gospel, because I have just really quickly calculated them and I might have made an error, but I think it seems about right. I think it's quite likely I will pull one legendary in addition to Elva during the preceding 19 shards. Right then, 20 shards to go, let's just power through them. First up, we have Achak. Like I said, I'm not going to talk or dwell too much on the individual champions. We know what the situation is, so I'm just going to summon them, click on to the next. We get something interesting like a Ruella or something, I'll pause and briefly mention it, but otherwise we're just going to be powering through these 20 done quickly and not thinking about it too much. So far, all dupes. Another dupe in Ursine, definitely in need of a buff there, Ironhide. And Umatogi, another dupe there. And another dupe in Soul Drinker, raining dupes. And this was part of my consideration. The reality for me is to get a specific legendary is quite low. Even getting a specific epic is difficult. So it kind of just overall, I think it makes sense, even though it's a ridiculous amount of shards. And it's really cynical not to have the summon rush. And another dupe. So far, every champion's been a dupe, and we've yet to hit gold. We have now got gold. It is a new champion for me. I can't say massively that I need Black Knight, but at least it is a new champion. We did get 1 gold along the way, which I kind of, like I said, I thought we probably would. Grunch there, another dupe in the epic category. Natsu, another dupe. Only got a few more of these to go. Powering through. Seneschal, another dupe. Absolutely blocking up the dupes. Last Fearmonger, another dupe. Another epic. Another dupe. This now should be Elva. A pretty disappointing set of 20 sacreds, 19 dupe epics. Did get the Elva we wanted, got a non-dupe legendary along the way in Black Knight. Overall, like I said, I'm not happy with the situation, but I think I had to pull in terms of actually getting a champion that's impactful for my account at this point in time. Elva, I do think I'll end up using. That's a simple reality. A2 is a very strong ability, and I don't have another champion that has that same style of ability that I use in a regular basis. To have a full team cleanse with putting block debuffs out, neither Mithrala nor Wither, my current 2 cleansers, do that. So Elva is a slight improvement, or at least an alternative to those two. Having a single target revive within that cleanser is pretty useful as well. And obviously the passive is strong as well. So I think overall, to find a champion that I'm actually going to be using on a regular basis is difficult for me at this juncture. So as much as I dislike the circumstances, decided I had to go for it. Hopefully you'll all understand my rationale. Right, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.